Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and today I want to talk to you guys about Play New World. I dropped a video last week talking about my excitement for this game and where I come from in this MMORPG space, and that video has been received really well. I've had a lot of people commenting on it, saying that they want to see more content like this, so we have an update on Play New World Community Q&A PvP, which is something that a lot of people have just been anxiously waiting for any sort of news on PvP. And if you guys can't tell by the like to dislike ratio, people aren't happy. So in this video, I want to break down everything that they say in this community Q&A and discuss what I feel is going to be the future of New World in regards to these new revelations. But before we do that, I want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Ridge Wallets. These guys sponsored some videos last year, sent me a couple of their slim form wallets. I use mine every day still. I'm not one to carry a bunch of cash around, so I use the cash strap for the small bills that I do end up having, with free shipping, free returns in case you aren't happy with it, and a lifetime guarantee if you are. And these guys have been big supporters of the channel. There's really no better time to check them out. Listen, if you guys want insane deals on legit wallets from legit wallet manufacturers, these things are made, you can get titanium, carbon fiber, things are waterproof, chainsaw proof even. You guys can check them out. Use the link www.ridge.com/fry, or you guys can just use the code FRY when you're on the website for 10% off. Big shout out to Ridge for the sponsor. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into it. So we sit down with New World's game director, Scott Lane, to answer some of the community's burning questions about how PvP has grown and evolved since the alpha. And essentially in this video, they discuss what they were doing in their testing versus watching player movement and how players actually interacted with the world. And what they claim that they found is that a lot of players just wanted a more PvE oriented experience, player versus everything, or basically, you know, like killing AI mobs and talking with NPCs and doing quests like that. The open world PvP aspect was kind of put to the back burner for them, so they took that player feedback in those initial crucial alpha tests, and they are now building this game with in what I can understand is a PvE oriented experience with PvP that you can opt into. So it's essentially like, if you guys know World of Warcraft, you were playing on a PvE server, you can then opt into World PvP by flagging yourself for PvP, and then you have your open world PvP. And a lot of players hate that. It's as simple as that. They hate the fact that you have to opt in. They actually, from what I'm seeing, at least the vocal community on this comment section, a lot of people are saying that this absolutely kills the game. They want you to be able to traverse the world and face the risks of running into other players and having those players gank you and sit in bushes and wait for you, and then you lose everything that you have on you. So a very hardcore experience. A lot of players, I know when WoW Classic was coming out, a lot of people were wanting to play on those PvP servers, and they felt like it was a huge staple in the early game of World of Warcraft. PvP, open world PvP, is one of the best ways to experience WoW Classic. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying I am a PvE player. I don't really like to get involved with the PvP side of games like World of Warcraft. That being said, World of Warcraft gave us the option. They gave us the option by having PvP servers where if you're logging into the server, you know what you're getting into, that is where you stay, boom. Or you can opt into the PvE side of things, where players like me, I prefer doing quests, killing mobs, and just having a more laid back experience. Even when you get to like end game, I never got involved with like arenas and stuff like that. It wasn't my style, and it's something I didn't really want to get into. This, however, from what I'm understanding, isn't going to give us the option to do one or the other. So like, even though I'm not on the PvP side of things, and this is actually way more in my lane, I can also understand why people would be pissed off. So going through this video, there is a lot of kind of vague answers. Basically, you can play the entire game in PvP. You basically, to stop the low-level ganking, where high-level players just kill low levels all the time, once you hit level 10, you can opt in to World PvP. You basically flag yourself for PvP, just like World of Warcraft. Open World PvP, if you die, you no longer lose anything, which was a thing back in the day. I guess during the early alpha tests, a lot of players found that pretty crushing. In an MMO sense, I guess I can kind of see it. Basically, if you flag yourself and you're doing quests and other things and traveling around the world, you get bonuses like XP and other things. They haven't really sorted all of that out yet, but they want to give you incentives for playing flagged as PvP. They have open world large scale PvP, and he tries to kind of explain it off and say that it's not instanced like in other games, but it really kind of sounds like it is. There's a 50v50 mode called War, and I guess it's in this shield area that they say isn't instanced, but nobody can join it once the 50 versus 50 have like all readied up or whatever. It sounds like an instance, but apparently it's not. Open world PvP, they say, just depends on how organized people can get. So if I have my company and another company are just in the middle of a field and we're just like, fuck it, let's do like 15 on 15 right now and just blast the doors open, we can make that happen apparently. The criminal system, which was something that was kind of interesting to me, if you're dealing with open world PvP, if somebody's like ganking and killing a bunch of players, there's like a bounty system in place called the criminal system. Apparently, that's no longer in the game as well. And then when they start to go into the PvE experiences, I'm a little nervous because this is, again, PvP isn't my thing, like I said, but the PvE has to be good enough to keep me engaged there, right? So no dungeons and raids as of right now, which is insane. What the hell? There's world bosses that you have to like group up and like bring your players to go kill and shit. But I don't know how that's gonna work if other factions and other players are there already stealing kills. Like, how's it gonna work without an open world PvP? Dude, it sounds like, just based on this video, I'm just gonna say the game might not be like this. The game might be fucking incredible, but I'm gonna say when it comes to marketing, this video is literally killing the hype for everybody. Like there's some upvotes. It's got, at the time of recording, 533, 1.6K down. Not a lot of people know about this game as of right now, but I was seriously like, if you're going to limit one and lower how the PvP works, I was expecting an all-out PvE insane experience. Dungeons, raids, group quests, all this stuff. And it just doesn't sound like there's a lot of stuff to do there either. So I'm kind of really nervous right now. I don't want to write this off. I'm going to be following this, you know, moving forward, but I just don't get it. Now I'm curious. Like, what is this game going to be? Because if it's a lackluster PvE and PvP experience, then what the hell are we playing? You know, why couldn't you have done something where you have dungeons, raids on the PvE side of things, and then made hardcore servers? So players who want to play open world PvP where you lose all your gear, you can go and opt into a hardcore server and try to just give the options for everybody instead of just leaning more towards PvE like you said in this video, but then not really provide. And again, we haven't heard much about PvE yet, but from what I understand, you're not really providing us much on the PvE side of things either. Again, at this point, there's so much information that we still don't know about this. But in terms of the PvP stuff, man, I understand it. I get it. There's no option for those players who were looking at this, and especially the players who played during the alpha. The guys who were literally introduced to this game as a PvP experience, and it feels like they're kind of getting shafted a little bit. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is this something you guys are interested in? Are you a PvE player? Do you play PvP? Again, you guys, I was getting hit up to cover this. I don't know if you guys are really into MMO coverage at all. I really don't know. But this is something that I'm interested in and something I wanted to talk about with you guys. I appreciate you spending the time watching the video. Shout out to Ridge Wallets for the sponsorship, man. These guys are going to be sponsoring the channel moving forward for like the next like 5 videos. So we got a really good deal with them. They're supporting me, and I hope you guys are okay with pre-roll ads and stuff like that so that I can continue to provide content for you guys. If you want to come through to my live streams, I stream, essentially try to do it every single day, but I post my schedule over on Twitter at the beginning of every week so you guys know when I'm going to be live and when I'm not. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Bigfry, and I'll see you on the next one.